abortion is a really interesting issue, and I think it's a very misunderstood issue in many respects. And I'd like to talk about it because I have a spiritual perspective about abortion. And a lot of people think that, well, if it's spiritual, then you're saying, life, and you're going to be pro-life. Well, everybody's pro-life, but to me, it's primarily a woman's issue, because we're talking about a woman's body. And I believe that a woman is sovereign over her own body, and no government should be telling her what to do with her body. I think that is an outrage against human freedom and autonomy. And to really understand abortion, we need to understand the relationship between the soul and the human body. Because a fetus is not really a living human being. It's not breathing, it's not talking, it's not using its senses. It's just growing in the womb. And the soul, and I've written a book on the soul, and I studied all the major religions, and the soul is basically life. It's eternal life. The body dies. The body is born, the body dies. The soul lives on. The soul is eternal. The soul is part of God. That's my belief. So the soul really does not have a need to go into the body of the fetus when it's in the womb, because there's really not much for it to do. It's just growing, right? I mean, I suppose it could if it wanted to, but there's really not much point in it. So usually what happens is when the baby is born, with the first breath, the soul comes into that body. And all of a sudden, then the soul can see, it can hear, it can use its vocal cords, which it usually does really loud, right? It cries. And it has to learn now. So it starts, it doesn't know anything yet, but it's starting to learn. And that's the critical moment. And so, to me, the right of a woman to choose an abortion is to be sacrosanct. It really surprises me, though, that Christians are so dogmatic about this particular idea of abortion. And that's because, first of all, Jesus never mentioned abortion at all. Okay, he does mention the spirit, of course, and the soul. But I think this is something that Republicans have used as a wedge issue to try to get votes from Christians, especially dogmatic fundamentalist Christians, in order to get their votes. And I think it's all based on a misunderstanding of what the soul is and what abortion really is.